Most people would never walk into a muddy forest stream at night, but that's exactly where some of the biggest rock crabs like to hide. Tonight, we're putting that to the test. Before we can start today's project, we have to haul a full load of roof tiles deep into the forest. They're much heavier than they look, so every stack has to be loaded carefully before we set off. Once everything is secured, we fire up the bike and begin the long trip toward our campsite. The muddy trail immediately slows us down, and pushing from behind becomes just as important as driving. Every rough section takes a little more effort, but stopping here would only make things harder. So we keep moving inch by inch through the narrow trail leading into the bamboo forest. The deeper we go, the quieter everything becomes, except for the engine struggling under the heavy load. Even with three of us working together, every stretch of the trail demands patience. A curious dog tags along for part of the journey before we continue climbing toward higher ground. The slope is covered with soft mud, forcing us to push even harder just to keep the trailer moving. Slowly but surely, we make our way through the last difficult section of the trail. The wheels finally find firmer ground, and rolling the trailer becomes much easier. After a long push through the forest, we're finally getting close to the place where today's real work can begin. After one final push through the muddy trail, we finally reach the place where all the roof tiles need to be unloaded. Everyone immediately gets to work, carrying each stack by hand and placing them carefully on the grass one load at a time. Even our four-legged companion seems curious, staying close and quietly watching everything happening around the work area. It takes several trips before every tile is safely off the trailer, but little by little the heavy load finally disappears. With the roof tiles delivered, the empty trailer is ready for the next job, because we're going to need plenty of bamboo for today's build. The trailer heads back while dark clouds slowly gather overhead, hinting that we may not have much time before the weather changes. Back at the storage area, I begin loading long bamboo poles onto the trailer, choosing pieces that are straight and strong enough for construction. Each pole is stacked neatly, so the weight stays balanced before we secure everything for another trip into the forest. Once the ropes are tightened and every bamboo pole is locked firmly in place, we're ready to head out and start building. After one final check, the bamboo is tied down securely and the trailer is ready to move again. We start the engine and head back toward the forest, pushing from behind whenever the heavy load begins to slow us down. The narrow trail forces us to keep moving quickly, guiding the trailer between the thick vegetation on both sides. Low bamboo branches hang across the path, so we duck beneath them and continue deeper into the forest. The road soon turns muddy and steep, and both of us have to push with everything we have to keep the trailer climbing. After that difficult climb, I finally sit down for a moment to catch my breath while the path ahead is clear. Once the way is open, I begin carrying the smaller supplies farther into the forest by hand. A heavy wooden beam comes next, and I carefully carry it through the thick trees. I return for 2 more wooden boards, lift them onto my shoulder, and begin another trip. With the boards balanced carefully, I follow the narrow trail downhill and continue moving the materials into the forest. With the wooden boards delivered, I return for the long bamboo poles and carry them across the shallow stream. From here, the trail crosses clear water, a narrow bamboo bridge, and another dark stretch of forest. After moving so much heavy material by hand, I finally stop beside the stream to catch my breath. The bamboo and roof tiles have all reached the work area. Now I pour rice into the pot and bring it down to the stream. The clear running water makes it easy to rinse the rice thoroughly before cooking. Nearby, the fires are already burning as the pots continue heating in the darkness. Fresh bamboo shoots are washed carefully and placed together on the ground. The green leaves are cleaned in the stream and packed away beside the rest of the ingredients. Before long, the bamboo shoots are boiling steadily over the fire. Pieces of fresh tilapia are added gradually, then pressed beneath the bubbling broth with chopsticks. The last pieces of fish go into the pot as the bamboo shoot and fish soup continues to boil over the flames. The fish continues simmering over the fire while I press every piece beneath the broth and adjust the wood to keep the heat steady. Fresh aromatic leaves are added at the very end, then gently stirred through the fish and bamboo shoots. One final stir brings everything together, and the hot soup is finally ready to serve. I taste a little of the broth beside the fire, checking the flavor before bringing dinner inside. The rice has finished cooking as well, filling the pot with soft, steaming grains. Both pots are carried onto the bamboo floor, where everyone is already gathering around for the meal. The soup is filled with noodles, bamboo shoots, fresh herbs, and tender pieces of fish. After a quick drink, the first taste earns an immediate sign of approval. We begin sharing the noodles and vegetables, enjoying the warmth of the meal after the long journey through the forest. Tender pieces of fish are picked carefully from the bowls while everyone continues eating and talking together. The larger pieces are shared around the group, with each person taking only what they can finish. Surrounded by the forest at night, a simple hot meal like this feels especially satisfying. Once the meal is over, we begin getting our lights and gear ready for a night walk through the forest. Headlamps go on, bags are checked, and everyone makes sure they have what they need before leaving camp. After a quick drink, we step outside and begin moving carefully through the wet ground in the darkness. The narrow trail is muddy and uneven, so every step has to be placed carefully while the flashlight leads the way. We slow down near the stream and scan the grass, rocks, and dark openings along the water. The light catches a small rock crab, and I quickly reach down and lift it from the shallow water. Another search beneath the rocks reveals a second crab hiding inside a narrow crevice. I keep feeling through the water and soon find a tiny frog resting nearby. With the first few finds secured, we continue deeper into the forest, following the trail through thick vegetation. The ground becomes muddy again, and we carefully work our way around roots, puddles, and dense grass. We move carefully through the mud until another dark hollow beneath a fallen tree catches my attention. I push aside a large rock and check the dark space underneath. I clear away the smaller rocks around the crevice, checking every inch before reaching any farther in. After rinsing my hands in the stream, I pick up one last small object from the shallow water before moving on. We follow the creek through fallen branches and thick vegetation, passing a patch of wild taro along the muddy bank. Another rocky opening looks promising, and after searching inside, I lift out a lively rock crab for a closer look. With the crab secured, we continue wading deeper into the narrow stream and scanning the banks with our lights. A quick search near the muddy edge reveals a small frog, followed moments later by another crab. Even the dog comes over to inspect the latest catch. With the bag getting heavier, we leave the stream and carefully climb back through the deep, slippery mud. I roll a large stone aside and shine the light into the space underneath, checking carefully before moving on. The trail leads through deep mud and tangled grass, where even the dog begins searching around the base of a tree. I reach into the hollow and pull out a small frog, then place it into the collection bag. We step carefully across the exposed roots, passing a large spider resting quietly on a wet rock beside the rushing water. The search continues upstream as we wade through the dark water and make our way around fallen branches. We climb onto the bank and push through another dense section of forest before crossing the shallow stream again. A small rock crab appears in the water, and I lift it out before passing it over to be placed in the bag. I check another dark hollow along the bank and pull a large rock crab from the soft mud. We keep following the stream through wet leaves, tangled roots, and patches of slippery mud. Beneath one final heavy stone, I find two small rock crabs hiding together in the shallow water. I begin by moving rocks and reaching into every muddy crevice along the stream, carefully checking each hiding place. The mud is deep, so I work slowly with my hands, clearing roots and loose soil to search farther inside. I keep digging beneath the bank and around the fallen roots, hoping something is hiding just out of reach. After another empty hole, I step back, scan the bank with my light, and choose a new spot to investigate. The next burrow looks more promising, but after another careful search, it still turns out to be empty. Instead of giving up, I move to a fresh opening beneath the roots and start digging again. This time my hand closes around something solid, a large rock crab buried deep in the mud. After rinsing away the mud, I take a quick look at the crab before searching the nearby bank again. Our bag is filling with healthy rock crabs, so we continue following the shallow stream upstream. Not far ahead, another large rock crab is spotted clinging to the rocky bank, and I grab it before it slips away. With another good catch safely packed away, we keep moving through the stream, checking every rock and muddy crevice along the way. I check another muddy hollow, but thick bamboo shoots are blocking the way, so I clear the path before searching deeper. As the muddy water settles, a large rock crab suddenly appears beneath the silt. I quickly grab the crab, rinse off the mud, and hand it over to be placed safely in the collection bag. Just moments later, I spot two more rock crabs together and lift them out before they can escape. The pair of crabs are added to the bag, making the night's catch even better. We continue cutting and clearing the fallen bamboo to open a path farther upstream. After moving the tangled bamboo aside, the stream is finally easier to pass through. We collect several fresh bamboo shoots growing nearby before moving on. A nearby rock catches my eye, and there's a large rock crab clinging to its side. I scan the shallow pools for more movement. Another rock crab appears, and I quickly grab it before it slips away. Now I'm holding two big rock crabs at the same time. After a quick look, both crabs go straight into the collection bag. We continue following the stream, pushing through thick vegetation in the dark. The fallen bamboo makes progress slow, so we clear a path before moving on. While crossing the stream, I also catch a tiny stream fish. It's small, but every catch adds to the night's harvest. I secure the bag carefully and tuck it away before climbing higher. With the backpack getting heavier, we work our way up the muddy bank and continue the night search. With a gentle push, we finally help it reach the top. One by one, everyone carefully scrambles up the slippery slope. The muddy climb takes its toll, but we keep moving together. At the top, we catch our breath before continuing deeper into the forest. The trail ahead is quieter, with only rushing water breaking the silence. I slow down and scan every crack between the rocks and roots. A small rock snail is clinging to the damp roots beside the stream. After checking the area, I carefully pick it up for a closer look. Nearby, a long-legged spider waits motionless on a leaf above the water. I take another look at the snail before moving on. With everything packed away securely, we're ready to continue searching along the stream. Just to show everyone, I pull the crab back out of my pocket. Then I reach into the collection bag and take out another large crab. This one's even bigger, with thick claws and a heavy shell. We admire it for a moment before putting it away. The pockets are packed full, so we fasten everything tightly. A tiny flying gecko makes a brief surprise appearance. With the bag packed, we hurry back through the narrow stream, pushing through branches and slippery mud. The rocky slope makes every step difficult, but we keep moving without slowing down. Rock crabs of different sizes crawl across the stones, revealing just how successful tonight's search has been. Thanks for watching until the end. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Thanks again for your support, and I'll see you in the next adventure.